Welcome to Small Talk with Kenya and Dawn. I'm Dawn.
And I'm Kendra.
So today we are joined by three special guests, and these are my three daughters. This is Jocelyn, this is Kendra, and this is Alondra, in that order. So today we are going to talk about stress, their age group, and we are talking about 20s and extremely early 30s. So when you guys experience any type of stress, well, first of all, name what type of stress that would come up in your lives maybe right now.
For me right now, school and work.
Okay.
Those are my top two. I have kids, so those are my two stresses. But school and work.
Okay,
are my
school
top
and
two.
work. Okay. Jocelyn?
The children. That's the number one thing. But in not a horrible way, but just being a new mom is very stressful. It can be very stressful.
Okay. Kendra?
I would say school. I'm not in school. But work, the kids, and just like relationships, like friendships and families and stuff of that nature. I would say certain things can just be stressful sometimes.
Okay, so I can definitely relate to school being a stressor. I can also relate to work being a stressor. We all work, all of us work full-time jobs. No, everybody doesn't work a full-time job. She's a part-time job, but full-time mom. Actually, both full-time moms. So when you think about it, you're working inside the household and outside the household, which I can understand why that is extremely stressful within itself. So, as far as school, Alondra, you've been in school now. You've been back in school for a little while now. So what really stresses you out about school?
Really like time management, because I do work full time, almost half of my day is gone. Then, trying to get anything personal I want done, try to make time for that. So really trying to manage three classes or even more throughout the week and throughout the day is very annoying. But I have to do that. So you just try to make time for it. Get yourself on a schedule. Right, plan your week out. See how your classes are going within your first week, because you can get a feel of how things will go, and then you just try to set yourself on a schedule from there.
Okay. So, with the two moms that are here, what do you find most stressful, especially of how to balance work outside the home and then with the children inside the home and everything else, not just the kids, but everything else that comes with it, with running a house?
I would say it makes you want to lose your mind. It's extremely hard because it's like when you have to deal with stuff that is going on at your job, and you have to deal with customers or patients or whoever, and you
Your own
can't
coworkers.
react. Yeah, coworkers. You can't react certain ways that you would like to react to because you don't want to lose your job. So it's like you have to just take that in. You got to come home and deal with kids, and then like me, I have a preteen, and he is definitely in that phase of like attitude.
He's an angel.
And
He's an angel.
yeah, he's real sweet, all right. It's just that can be stressful, and then also dealing with the child who's about to be 2 years old. Like it's extremely hard. So when you're trying to balance everything and then keep your own sanity, it gets extremely hard.
Another angel.
Yeah.
Jocelyn?
Well, I definitely can say what Kendra said about being at work, having to hold your tongue and kind of just go through the motions just to finish your day, and then you come home and the children can be challenging. And in my case, you have a preteen and a toddler. I had the bright idea of having kids back to back. So they are 17 months apart, and they completely run the house. So just learning patience at work, because I work 12-hour shifts when I do work, and then coming home and having to continue to do that, and then by the end of the night, you're just like exhausted.
Yeah.
And then you gotta get right back up and do it again, because they're up. I'm the mom, I put them to sleep early, and that means they're waking up early. So by the time I do have some downtime, it's 9, 10 o'clock o'clock at night,
Yeah.
and I have to hurry up and get myself ready for bed because they gonna be hollering at mom and dad in the morning, 6 o'clock, sometimes before then.
Yeah.
So,
And see, your schedule is different because you work those 12-hour shifts.
yeah.
So you're up, your day really is like 14 to 15 hours of pretty much being out of the house because of your commute, for work. So that makes it even longer than what our typical day is of putting in 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. So even thinking about that, I don't know which one is more stressful. Is it 2 days a week or is it 5 days a week?
Probably 2 days. Cause the hospital, although it's stressful, sometimes it is a break.
Mm-hmm.
And what I thought was a super stressful job came to be a break after having the two.
Yeah.
So sometimes getting away, but then I feel guilty because it's like I'm missing out. Like I missed my oldest son's first steps because I was at work, for so long. So things like that I hate missing out on when I do miss out. Just like I said, I'm off to work before they even are up in the morning.
Right.
And when I get home, I'm rushing to shower so I can put them to bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel, but that just comes with, everybody kind of goes through that, even if you're not working 12 hours, so.
Right. So how do you handle the stress?
I have a therapist.
That's good.
I love her.
Yeah.
How often you see her?
Once every 2 weeks.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. And we have an hour session together, and I enjoy it a lot. It's really kind of helped me out. I mean, I still got a lot of work to do, but it really relieves a lot when you're able to sit down and talk and then get another opinion outside of like your family or your friends. Like they're able to hear you out. So I thoroughly enjoy going to therapy.
I think that is something every single one of us up here could probably benefit from, is going to have a seat on somebody's couch and being able to get those things out that you're not necessarily able to talk to with your parents, with your children, with your friends. It's a great outlet to have that so that you're able to get a different perspective on what is going on in your life, because I think when we talk to family, and you three, y'all talk all the time. So I think maybe even sometimes we tend to side with one another, but biased, exactly. But y'all, the three of you, y'all are really, really blunt with one another, and you don't have an issue or a problem saying, hey, you're wrong with this one, but I know that,
It can turn into an issue.
it can turn into an issue. But I think that you have a good relationship in that fact of in the area of where you're not able to, that you are able to discuss those things with one another, even when they disagree. And I've heard some of the disagreements before, but you work through those things. It may take a little time, which is normal, but you're able to work through those things. So what's the outlet for you? How do you deal with stress?
To be honest, I just kind of take a lot of deep breaths. I don't really have a therapist. You guys are kind of my therapist. I kind of call and vent to you guys all the time. But I would say that's something that I need is to figure out a way to deal with stress.
Mm-hmm.
I have a big problem with dealing with stress, I would admit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I need to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't mastered that just yet.
Okay. Alondra?
But I'm trying to learn now, because the way I like to deal with stress, I'm not a homebody a whole bunch, but if I need to take like a day break from work, I will call out of work and with quickness, because I need a break. I need a mental day.
That's okay.
And I need a mental day, or I'll go out, go to lunch with my sisters, my mom, and then again, yeah, y'all like my therapist too, so I'm gonna call y'all as well. But I would like to find different tools or different techniques to use to better manage my like so relaxing
Oh, okay.
and therapeutic. It really and truly is.
Yeah.
So I used to do that, and I would like to get back into it because, like I said, I really do enjoy reading, especially if it's like a good book. And then also it's a way to put me to sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Because you relax your mind a little bit, and then you kind of just
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm getting cozy and comfortable, and then you just doze off to sleep. So that was one of my good ways.
Okay, so can you, what advice would you offer them as far as handling stress?
First, I'm gonna say to Kendra, kudos to that, because I wish I was bold enough
Mm-hmm.
years ago to find me a therapist and be okay and openly say, yes, I have a therapist.
Yeah.
Because now I'm scratching for one.
Yeah.
But what I am gonna say, because I can really resonate with you two ladies with kids working 12 hours, I'm going to say, get a grip right now. Because those are the things that I did. I was working 12 hours, I would sleep out 3 hours, I would get up, I never missed my daughter's track, my son's football, and I still had to be to work at 5:30 in the evening, did not get off till 5:45 in the morning, came home, put them on the bus. By the time I laid down, it was time to get back up. And those things caught up with me. For the sake of the kids, get a grip now. Because sometimes we think we are superwomen, and just because we're handling it, I just do it because that's what I'm gonna do. But also, we're not taking care of our mental or our physical.
Right.
And now I am really in the remnants of all that mismanagement.
Right.
So I'm gonna say, great with the therapist, great with going to work, because that was my break. Because I couldn't even get a point to get to work to say, oh, okay, I'm gonna sit down. And I can kind of have a thought or have an adult conversation.
Right.
You know, it was an outlet. But I'm gonna really, really encourage you two ladies to get a better grip on it. Because we can't be so involved in our kids' lives, work, and we slip through the cracks. Because it's hard to come back from that.
Yeah.
For you, I'm gonna say, if reading is what it is that relaxes you, that was my favorite thing.
Mm-hmm.
I had to change some of the things that I was reading because I really enjoyed those things. But as I've gotten older and more mature, I found things that are really stimulating to my mind, which really gives me different perspective. And time management is a big one. That's a big one. Because we think we don't have a lot of time in the day, but we do. We just allot time for things we really want to do. We have to do work. But with school, I'm going to say sacrifice now so you can put it behind you. So you really can enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Kendra, you also touched on, because we did work in school, we talked about our, and I don't know if I like the way y'all talk about my grandbabies.
The angels.
The angels.
I mean, they're angels, but they are difficult. As most toddlers are, it's just the stage that we're in now.
They're just busy boys.
It's just reality.
They're just busy little boys.
Wasn't saying that when he was just jumping off your couch.
She was just didn't want him to hurt
I just didn't
himself.
want him to hurt him.
That's all
That's
that
all
was.
it was.
Yeah, okay.
But he was showing his acrobatics.
But that's also a part of the stress is you don't want them to get hurt. You
Right.
don't want things to happen to them. You're always
Sure.
worried about
Yeah.
them. It's not even just their behavior. It's just how being a mama bear. You know, you're
Yeah.
always constantly, and that doesn't stop with age.
Right.
You know, you're still worried about us. I'm
Yes,
sure,
I do.
with your kids, but
Yeah.
that's also stressful too. But that's just a fact. Like every mom, like I feel like that's just stress that's what's gonna be there forever. You're always worried.
Yeah. And you know, okay, this, and we'll circle back to that other one that you had, but raising between the two of you 4 young black males.
Always, yes.
You have a son.
Mm-hmm.
In this climate that we are in right now, even in 2024, and we see the things that have happened to our children, I cannot stress enough how much I pray for my grandsons and I pray for my children in general, all of them. And I know that it's stressful because even though you guys are not yeah, your moms, but to me, it's like you're still, little kids. And when I think about those things, and y'all are still growing up. We never stop growing up. We may be adults and we're grown ups, but we never stop actually growing up when you are somebody's child. So I still worry about y'all. But what is your stress level as far as you two raising young black males?
High,
Yeah.
very high, because I'm dreading the day that I have to have that conversation with him. If you see a police officer, this is how you need to act.
Yeah.
If you're in this situation, this is what you need to do. And even with my husband, there was a situation we had. I was pregnant, and we had a situation with a lady who was not black, and we kind of got into it. And Jeremy, my husband, kind of was going back and forth with her, and I kind of, got into it with her. But I had to tell him, I really don't want you in the situation. Let me handle it, because if she calls the cops, we don't know how this is gonna go, even though we're not in the wrong.
Right.
So I also worry about him. That's another stressor. I'll tell him, I don't really like for you to be out at night.
Right.
Like, let's get what we got to be done in the daytime, because you're a black man. It's dangerous. I even worry about that. It's not just kids, but just worried about what's happening while he's gone. If he's taking too long picking up dinner, he'll tell you. I'm calling like, hey, are you okay? It only takes nothing. I'm trying to keep tabs, but are you good?
Right.
Having to worry about that too. And then with the kids, as I'm looking at them and I'm like, y'all are just so precious. You're so wonderful, even though you're a lot. But when you get up, the world ain't gonna see you that way.
That's right.
So even though you're perfect and angels to us, one day that grip that we have on y'all now is not gonna be there. So just thinking about that in the future, that's stressful in itself.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do worry about that too.
And I hope that since y'all are adults now, that you understand now why your father and I were so protective.
Oh yeah, we get it.
And you're scared. It's like you don't want to let your children out of your sight. And even like now, and I'll have conversations with them. Hey, let me know when you get to wherever you're going. Call me when you leave, so we know about what time you're going to be, home. So we can kind of, judge that, because that's stressful in itself.
It is.
That's
I
stressful.
still do it too, and my kids always say, "Why you always stalking us?" Because I got 360 on everybody. Phone.
Yeah.
And if your phone died and you delete me, I'm sending a resend invite to you. And it's not just for me to stalk you. It is. I don't think when you're not a parent, you don't understand the stress from a parent perspective, because all three of you are grown.
Right.
But I understand, because and even me having a son, and more so you talking about your husband, I never even worry about my husband in that way. But now you're making me think about it, because he's still a black man. But that is so terrifying to me. My 21-year-old son is out, and I'm looking on the phone. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and he's just riding, being who he is. I know who my baby is, but the world does not care who my baby is. And it's just so, I think it's more than just stress. It's a constant worry. It's a constant worry, because it's something that we can't control and we can't stop. So it does not stop. What do you do with that?
Right?
That's what I do.
Because the therapist ain't gonna help me through
That
that.
can't help you.
They just
can't help you.
No.
Yeah.
That is exactly what brings me comfort. I pray so much for my kids. And we know, when you get wrong, you're gonna find your own path. And I know they don't understand. I know you girls are older than my kids, so, well, one of them, Kiki, has finally gotten it, because of course she's almost 30 now, so she's more mature. But my two younger kids, they're oblivious to the constant stress and worry of a parent, and it never goes away. I don't care how old they are.
And we were.
Yeah.
I was. Because when I get back to my college days, I'm like, Lord, please. Thank you for keeping. Thank you for. Yeah, because I could say, not just putting myself in situations, but just other people, what I seen they were doing, I'm just like, I see why people and parents are afraid. And they cry when you leave for college, and they don't know,
one of the good things that come with that is because Carter can help. Like, he
Yeah.
helps out tremendously with Joel. Like, he is like,
That's why he was at my house all summer.
yeah. But he is, I mean, such a great
That's
help.
good.
So that is one of the perks that come with it. And then, I mean, Carter will be driving in a few years.
Yeah.
Go with your brother.
Well, you know my kids say, "Mom, I'm not my kids. I'm not picking them up and without my children." That's what they tell me. I had to feel all of the parenthood. But you're exactly right. They are. But the mental part for me was, ooh, they on the bus. I gotta change you.
Yeah.
It is so. I mean, it is so crazy to me. I still don't know what I was doing. I don't think I ever thought about this. I didn't think this through.
No.
I definitely didn't think it through.
I
But like you said, it's summer now. But yes, I hear it gets better.
It does.
So, but I'm enjoying it though. It's a good stress.
And do that because oh my God.
It flies.
I know.
Mhm.
Quick.
That's why I just told her, I was just like, it's crazy that, COVID and stuff was already 4 years ago. And she was just like, around this time I just announced to y'all that I was pregnant. And then, next thing you know, and now he's here.
Yeah.
And now he's all the way 3 years old.
These are,
Mhm.
I know. Yeah, time is flying, but
It goes by quick. Okay, so we're gonna take a pause right here. I would like for you guys to drop some comments in the chat if you'd like, subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video, and hit that bell so that you can get some notifications. And we're gonna pick up part 2 of stress, with what are you guys? Generation Z?
I don't know.
Millennials?